Hey, good morning, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I am Sri Lanka Sammi. Welcome to my midweek podcast today. We started a little bit early because I wanted to see what the time was. So the sound is working well, the video is working well. I want to say thank you for joining. It is 6:30 in the morning. We just finished an intense rainstorm here. It is so cold. I'm actually chilly. Uh, we are now entering the rainy season, the monsoon season, after a bout of insanely hot weather. The last 5.5 weeks that I have been here have been 40 degrees. Like it feels like 40 degrees. Right now it is, where are we at? 26 degrees. That's cold for me. I'm uncomfortably cold. I prefer it around 32, 34. When it gets above 34, I become uncomfortable. And the fans are running. I had three fans running 24 hours a day at full blast. And now I don't have any fans on at all because it's that cold. Even with the windows and doors open, it still isn't cool enough. Pouring coffee. I have a nice espresso machine that makes great coffee. And my favorite, papaya and curd. Mm, so healthy. Such good food. So I have one more video to produce before I leave. That'll run me through till Monday. So I don't know how I'm going to do it with the weather being how it is right now. It was pouring so hard that it woke me up because of the sound of the rain hitting the sheet metal of the house next door. So guys, today what are we gonna talk about today? Well, for those of you who are online, why don't you ask me a question? Let me know how I can help you. What questions do you have? Do me a favor, guys. Join my Facebook page for this channel. Retire in Southeast Asia with Sammi. Just search that in your Facebook. Join the channel. Say hi. Chat. Give me ideas for things you want to learn or questions. Those of you who are interested in living in Mactan Newtown or the immediate Lapu-Lapu Cebu area, join my private members only Mactan Newtown residence and long stay Cebu. Search that in Facebook as well. This is going to be a group, no spamming, no rentals, no none of that. This is just people talking to each other in a little group, sharing ideas and tips and tricks on living in Mactan Newtown. If you guys like what I'm doing, please always, as usual, continue watching, continue liking, commenting. But sponsor me if you like. Buy me a coffee. If you're interested in concierge services or life coaching, I also offer those as well. So today is Wednesday. I sleep Wednesday night, I sleep Thursday night, and then Friday night I pack and I leave. I leave local time 9:30 local time. Sri Lankan time 9:30, which means I'm not sleeping Friday night. I will probably be awake 24 hours. I'll be awake 20 hours by the time I land in Cebu. So I am going to sleep on the plane for sure. They're only 4-hour flights, so I'll get a couple of hours of sleep. But I like to stay awake on the airplane because I enjoy flying. But I will definitely sleep going to Singapore. In Singapore, join me for my live stream from Changi Airport. Um, then Saturday, 4 p.m. I land. 5 p.m. I'm probably 5:30 p.m. I'm at the condo. Shower and change, and then 6:30, 7ish, meeting everyone for dinner. Welcome back dinner. Sunday morning, I have a quick class, 1-hour class, and then start unpacking and setting up my house. So hopefully, a couple of the two major items that I would like to have will have arrived, which is my desk. I'm hoping my desk will arrive. I have a set of tools. I already have them there. If not, most of those IKEA style desks come with the tools that you need. It's usually an Allen key anyway. So what do I have left to do? Well, in a couple of hours, Paul is going to inspect the condo. He's going to be taking some videos and photos for me. The things he's going to be inspecting for me are obvious signs of any mold or cover up of mold. That's one of the things in Mata Nutan you got to watch out for. Because it's not the condo you live in, it's the condos around you. Signs of infestation, making sure that everything is operating and working. Mold is my number one thing. I want the fridge, the door to the fridge, and the lining of the washing machine. I want them spotless. When I get there, obviously, I'm going to run some citric acid through the washing machine because of the hard water. We have hard water. I'm going to order some water filters, inline water filters. I have to buy an induction stove. I don't cook all that much, so I don't know whether I'm going to do that because I'm pretty okay with an electric one. As long as it's newer. The one I had before was a piece of crap, man. It was like 500 years old and it had caked on. I don't know what was caked on it. You know, I plan on living there for 2-3 years. Unless I can find a better deal somewhere else, and I doubt I will. The price I'm paying for, the unit I'm getting, the only other place that would be better is La Victoria. And until the construction at the Pearl and Poisitano, there's no reason for me to live on that side of Mata Newtown because I won't be able to keep the windows open. La Victoria and Manchester have amazing views north. The views looking south are not all that good. The views looking north are incredible. Incredible. But when you can't open the windows, not worth it, in my opinion, for now. Couple of years, maybe. So my plan is I've negotiated the price of the condo down by 4,000 pesos a month. Five, four. They wanted 38. I wanted to pay 30. We came back at 35. We settled at 33. So I paid 20,000 before I left the Philippines 6 weeks ago, because I knew exactly which unit I wanted. I wanted a corner unit, 1 bedroom. So I got 60 square meters, big, 2 balconies. I got an upgraded bed. Building C, which is, I have nobody looking into my room. So Paul is going 1, 2, in 3 hours, 3.5 hours. He's going to go over there and he's going to do an inspection. He's going to check everything out for me and pictures. And then he's going to report back to me as to if there's a need for any repairs or fixes. Before I transfer any money. So once they have the money, so I've transferred him the money for the condo. The landlord wanted the deposit topped up and first and last. So first is used obviously for first month's rent and last is used for last month's rent. The security deposit is returned after I vacate. And usually what they do is they take out the cleaning and the AC cleaning and the grease trap cleaning. So that's what I didn't realize in the last condo. So I had all of those cleaned while I was there. And I overpaid for that because I cleaned it like a month before I left and I shouldn't have because they cleaned it themselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I find out when was the last cleaning and I'm going to do mine every 4 months. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure that the final cleaning is 4 months after my last cleaning so that I don't overpay. Then they refund the balance back. It's only on Airbnbs do they give you the deposit back like right away. It's on long term where you have to wait like a week to 30 days to get your money back. Now, I'm planning on staying 2.5 years. I'm planning on staying in the country for 2.5 years. I'm planning on staying there for 3. So when I come back to Sri Lanka, it'll only be for a week or 2 weeks to visit for the holidays. So I will keep the condo. It'll be like I'm living there and visiting Sri Lanka on vacation. So my second year, I'm going to go to the landlord and say, I will pay you 1 year in advance. I want 1 month free, which basically brings my rent down by 3 or 4 thousand pesos a month, which is a pretty decent deal in my eyes. I mean, I save about $600. Jason, hi Jason, how you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for joining from Manila. You're going to be joining us. Those of you new to the channel, I met hi Jason in Mactan, Newtown about 2 months ago. He was in the market to purchase a condo there, but he ended up purchasing or renting a unit, a building right behind 8 Newtown, outside, just right outside of Mactan, Newtown. So I still consider him a Newtowner because he's going to be hanging out with us in Mactan, Newtown, at the beach, at the club. We're gonna get it on at the club. Hi Jason, I sent you that video of me at my club in Korea. What did you think of that? It's unbelievable, the life I used to lead. A lot of people were like, they can see it in me when they know me because they know me. But when they see like people actually did that shit, I'm like, yeah. So yeah, my second year, I'm going to ask to pay 1 year in advance. And then my third year, I'm probably going to ask for some upgrades to the house. It was a good time. And I used to say this all the time. It was my catchphrase. Come out, let's celebrate life with good friends, sharing great times. Because that's all it was. It wasn't about getting drunk. Yeah, I landed in Korea, I was 38. I had recently divorced. I was divorced like 2 years. And I was just living life. I was living life. I was debt free. I made some really good friends. I was riding motorcycles. I was dating women half my age. I couldn't ask it for a better life. I had no stress, no drama. And people always say, "Oh, you have an Asian thing," and I'm like, no, I have a skinny thing. All of my girlfriends have always been like, very, very skinny, very, very thin, and very, very tall, and that is like 95% of Korean women. And having lived there for 18 years, I got used to dating Korean women. But I mean, other than a couple of Korean girls that I dated a little bit longer than normal, I mean, I dated a Kazakhstan girl, I dated Mongolians. Yeah, I dated a lot, all over the place. That's why I like Mactan, Newtown. There's Japanese, Koreans, tourists. So I'm benefiting from the fact that I speak Korean and Japanese. And when I was in Mactan, Newtown last month, I dated a Mongolian. Kazakhstan and Mongolia are my two favorite countries for meeting ladies. They're just so incredibly beautiful. And super intelligent, like incredibly. So anyway, Paul's going to check the place. He's going to report back to me. He has my money. I already sent it to him. And here's the thing. My situation is different than most other people, is because I have a friend that I trust taking care of all of this. And so he has the money. He had it last week. I sent it to him last week. The top up of the security deposit and first and last. And he has it in Philippine pesos because he has to pay in Philippine pesos. And so I have the lease. The lease needed some legal terminology change because it was very landlord heavy. So I had them change a few words. And they had the price wrong. They had the original price, not our negotiated price. So that took a little while to do. So I got that on Monday. I've signed it. I don't need a signature from them. And even if I did have a signature from them, it's not legal until it gets registered. So it takes about, and this is what a lot of people don't realize, you will go and sign the contract and they will sign the contract, but they will not give you a copy because it has to go be notarized and registered at the local registrar, which makes it all like 100% legal. And you have protection, right? By the city, by the government, which is a good thing. Then about 3 to 5 days later, you get the registered copy, which then you can take and use at immigration, at the bank, and what have you. So now, that will all be done starting tonight, which means that when I land, I'll have the door code. I go to the front desk of my condo and I just have to register. They'll know I'm arriving. And the security guards will remember me from last time. So I'll just have a picture of my lease and they will notify, the property manager will notify security that I'm arriving that day. And all I have to do is show my ID. They take a picture of my ID, I sign in, and that's it. And I go up to the condo. Friday, Paul will start moving my stuff in that I left at his house. He'll just leave that in the living room. And then all of the stuff that I ordered from Lazada that is arriving starting today till Friday, he'll just put in the condo. I listed his address and his phone number as the contact information. So that'll be easy. So I ordered, let's take a look at what I ordered. All right, so I ordered bathroom shelf or over the sink, drying rack, a mop, 2 fans, mesh screens for the doors, outside doors, vacuum cleaner, a sheer curtain, 2 rolling corner shelves for the bathroom and the shower, laundry basket, gaming desk, L-shaped gaming desk, and most of them are arriving within the next 4 days. Now, what do I have in my wish list, which I hope to get, is I put a whole bunch of stuff in my wish list. Induction cooker, a chair for the outside, a shelf that will sit on the railing. Give me 1 second, guys. It started raining again, so I have to close the windows. Um, what else? I want to, I don't know if you've seen these, but it's two cloths attached by magnets with a string attaching both, and then you can clean the outside windows. Citric acid to get rid of all of the calcium and lime. A wardrobe, a cupboard that I can put in the bedroom because the cupboard that is included is very small. Uh, Motorcycle cover, vanity table, and a few clothing items. So that's on my wish list. So all of this stuff, yeah. So I got an L-shaped gaming desk. My current desk is $500. It's a standing desk. It goes up and down, electric, and it has all the plug points underneath for like 10 different plug points. Oh, it's incredible. I have a 38-inch curved gaming monitor, Asus, and I do have a gaming chair that I bought. This thing's I'm leaning right back. My favorite thing is my webcam. It's a Insta Link 2C. It comes with a microphone. This is the microphone I'm using for that. I don't have a separate. I used to have a separate Shure $800 microphone. I don't need to have that all set up now. I have a light bar. I'm not going to take that with me. I've never used it. I don't know why. My newest toy is this little hub, which has a knob on it, and it's a volume knob, and it has all the ports and everything. I love this thing. I bought it for $50. I think it's the coolest thing ever. And yeah, so I ordered a chair as well. Sorry, I forgot to order. I ordered a chair as well, gaming chair. Um, so Paul is going to take care of that. So by the end of the day today, they will have their money. I will get confirmation of the closed deal. And Friday, either Thursday night or Friday afternoon. So Friday at 3 or 4 p.m. is when I am legally allowed to enter the unit, even though I don't arrive until the 16th. I wanted one day before. Not that big of a deal. So that Paul can go in, get everything set up, and then on the 16th, about an hour before I arrive, he can go in and turn on the air conditioning. When I arrive, it's going to be hot and stuffy in there. Even though I'm arriving in the evening, it's hot in Batangas. So what do I have left to do? So I have booked my VIP Silk Route exit, which is the VIP service of the airport. I had issues with Singapore Airlines in their points system. I have these points from flying back and forth, but the points are not good enough to buy a flight. Or even on one leg, buy economy and upgrade to business. There's not enough points. So you can buy alcohol and other stuff using the points. So I got 2 bottles of Dom Perignon for my second leg. I was trying to, but every time I tried, I couldn't log on. It would take, I could log on to my Singapore Airlines page, but then the shopping page, you have to log on so that your points can be attached. And I'm like, I called them, emailed them. They had a customer service rep because I have status. So they sent customer service rep, contacted me, talking to me, and they wanted to do a video call to go through it because I even made a video of me going through the process. They wanted to see. I tried it on my computer. I tried it on my laptop, on my other laptop. I tried it on mom's laptop. I tried it on my phone. They kept saying, maybe it's an issue with your login, or like your internet or something like that. I'm like, I'm trying it from 3 different, like, unrelated connections. So you're telling me every single one of these connections is blocking your access to your page? I can log in on the other page, but I can't log in on your page with the same login ID and password. It keeps giving me a login loop. And so every day I was trying just to see what would happen. And on Monday, it just let me log in. And I'm like, that's weird. So I ordered those. So I'm happy with that. I got 2 bottles of Dom Perignon, which I love champagne. Although I don't drink anymore, I will keep those bottles for a special occasion. What else did I have to do? So I booked my eSIM. I'm going to have an eSIM for the first couple of days because I don't want to get a travel eSIM and then get a permanent eSIM. So I'll have an eSIM for about 7 days. And then on Monday or Tuesday, I'll go over to the mall and take my lease and my ID and everything like that and get a postpaid phone number. That way, that will allow me to get GCash and MayaPay set up. That's what I have to do when I land, is get MayaPay and GCash set up. Then I also registered with Philippine Immigration. You have to register with Philippine Immigration, get a QR code. And then on Friday morning, I have to buy my onward ticket. Oh, let me just soak this dish, otherwise it starts to stink because it's dairy. That's the one thing I hate is like stale dairy products. They stink. They make me. Ugh! That's my one. Caveat. Like I can't stand the smell of not rotting food, but like warm food. Ugh. Like fruits that are warm and mushy and curdled dairy products. Yeah. It's cold. Anyway, what else is going on? So I have to do that. Tomorrow, which is Thursday, I have a couple of hours of work today. I have 2.5 hours of work in the evening. Tomorrow I only have like late in the evening work, so all day. Oh, Jason, I'm meeting with TJ tonight and his boss for a interview. So I think it's a formality. He liked me and my style and my personality. I have never lost a job interview. If I am able to get to the interview, 99% of the time I get the job. because I think it's because of my personality. People like the fact, especially in the sales job, that I'm not shy and I'm not afraid, and I'm very forthcoming. I'm very um, honest about the facts. And people always say, never tell them that you're there for the money. And I say, no, this is a sales job. I'm here all about the money. It's a commission-based job. So you're incentivizing me to make the sale. So I will make the sale. And they're very flexible. Yeah, you know, I still need to see what the payout is. Um, if they are paying Philippine wages, then no. If they're paying North American wages, then absolutely. Absolutely. I don't mind them paying Philippine wages for the hourly pay because that's not what I'm working for. I'm working for the commission. Yeah. No. And here's the thing, they only work Philippine local time. They work Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Now I won't work Saturday night. No. And I'll only work and Fridays. I don't know whether I'll work Fridays or not. We'll see. So I'll only work like 3 nights a week, 4 hours from 9 till 1 a.m. or 10 till 2 a.m. because that is the time zone difference, right? So if I give them 15, 20 hours a week, because I'm calling the USA, yeah, you know, it is decent money. And I have a couple of opportunities as well in Mactan, town, but I doubt that those will pan out because they're Philippine money. Um, what else do I have to do? So tomorrow, so I've already kind of like half my electronics are already in the other room with the luggage, like laid out. I got some gifts for some people. Um, so tomorrow I have to start doing the clothes. So tomorrow will be very easy because I only have 2 sets of clothes to like lay out for Thursday and Friday. Everything else I can start packing, make sure the laundry's done, and then obviously Friday after I finish packing, I have to have a shower and get and change, and then my toiletries go in last on Friday night. So I start packing local time around 4 o'clock. But I should be finished by 6, take a shower, and then I'll just sit and rest. Now, the other thing is I need to make sure that my phone is fully charged the whole day. So I have to make sure that I have a power adapter and a plug point someplace where I can plug it in because most of the stuff is going to start getting packed away on Friday. And what I mean packing last minute is that the computer and everything else needs to be packed last because I have class on Friday morning. Friday afternoon, obviously I'm going to start taking those things apart. Then I need to pack away the modem and the router. Those are going back to the provider because I'm canceling the service. So the last thing I'll do before I get in the car is to pack that up and put it in a bag for mom to take over and cancel the service the next day because I'll need to have, Wi-Fi and stuff like that until I leave because I'm going to be sitting in bed just chilling out, scrolling, doom scrolling. I have a battery pack. I mean, this is a route I've done 2 or 3 times. So I've been to the Philippines a couple of times. Once, twice. Now this will be the 3rd time. So I know the route. And Going to Korea, I take this same route. Sorry, the same transit. So I know Changi Airport. I've been to it like a dozen times. So I transit through Changi Airport, Singapore, via Singapore Airlines. I'm a status member in Singapore Airlines, so I know the airport. I know where to go. I know how to navigate it. I know where the lounge is. I mean, I was just there 6 weeks ago. So another reason I used up all the points is because I'm not going to fly with Singapore Airlines for another 3 years. So those points will expire. So I need to use them before they disappear. Unless you're like a global traveler and you travel 6 times a year, use your points as soon as you get them. Don't hoard. Unless you're a regional traveler and you travel a few times a month, don't hoard your points. So I'm going to be a regional traveler, but I'm only going to be flying with like Cebu, Pacific, or Air Asia, or Philippine Airlines. Flying around the Philippines, or maybe to Vietnam, or maybe to Bangkok. So, yeah. I have classes at the end of the day today. I have classes at the end of the day tomorrow. I have one class Friday morning, and then that's it. Friday night, I have to pack. I start a new program next week. One student canceled, one student extended, which I'm really happy. Not canceled. One student ended their contract after like 3 years, which is okay, which is fine. I added 2 new students, so it works out. I actually have a big schedule starting. I'm working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hours minimum. 13, oh, wait. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 hours minimum. Probably about 20 to 25 hours a week. That's a lot. Wow. But that's okay because we're running into the rainy season. Is it the rainy season? I have it written down. Yes, the wet season starting. So April and May are the hottest months, and June till December is the wet season. So, and like Sri Lanka, it's not like, except for monsoons and except for tropical storms, it rains for an hour or two and then it's hot and humid. You know, maybe it'll rain once or twice, but in the middle of it, it dries up. So I'll have a couple of weeks of hot, nice weather where I can get back into the beach and that. And then after that, Mactan Newtown will become a ghost town for the next 6 months, which is fine. I don't mind that. I have taken Friday night, Saturdays, and Sundays off. So we'll see what happens with this new job if they're amicable to me only working 3 nights a week. Because I would like to have, a few days off. And it's because of the time zone difference. I wouldn't mind working Monday to Thursday, but I can't work Friday night, local time, because that's when I want to go out and hang out with my friends and do whatever it is that I want to do. Even though I'm retired, Friday night is when everybody else is off. And when things happen, like there's events and stuff like that. So I'm going to pick up the motorcycle sometime after. I have to figure out parking. Supposedly there is parking in Mactan Newtown Underground, but I haven't followed up with Paul on that yet. But I mean, I don't want to park it outside in rainy season. So I'm not going to pick it up until, I mean, it's already parked outside now as it is. I'll probably wait a week until I figure out where to park. Because the parking in the building is about 6,000 pesos a month. That's ridiculous. That's like $100. The parking around the corner in Mactan Newtown is $15 a month, the outdoor parking. You can't park on the street. There's no alleys or hidden areas where you can park. You have to use the parking lot. They're very strict about it. They have the marshals driving around all over the place, watching. So I have to figure that out. What else? Yeah, I got to pack. I got to clean up. I got to move everything in the bedroom because I'm going to be gone for a couple of years. So I want mom to have access to everything, and I'm going to put away the desks, put away the bench, the workout bench. I got to clean that up. Clean out my closets and everything like that, get everything organized so that mom loves to go through all my shit. I don't know why. I told her, don't touch anything in my room. I come back, things are touched. Things are moved. I can't find anything. You know, it's just like, ugh. Oh, I was looking for, this thing and I thought you might have it. And I'm like, why would I have it? Goes through everything in my closet. And I had to move this and that, but I told you not to touch it. Like, you don't listen. Anyway, let's see. Who is texting me? Carrie is living life in Indianapolis. I'm going to tempt this guy to come back. He laughed at that. So I'm leaving money in my bank account so that mom can pay my final bills. I paid my taxes. I am now a non-resident, so I don't have to worry about that taxes anymore because I'm a non-resident. Because I'm spending less than 180 days in this taxable year. This taxable year started April 1st. I'm only here 48 days in the taxable year, which starts April 1st for 1 year. So 2026, 2027 taxable year, I'm only here 48 days, 50 days out of a possible 365, obviously. And then the following year, I will be here 0. And then the following year, I'll be here 14 days. So yeah, I won't be paying taxes here anymore. And one of the nice things is that Philippines does not tax even visa holders because they want you to bring money into the country. Not like Thailand. Thailand is thinking of taxing. Everyone is talking about, Thailand's DTV visa, blah, 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 is so great. And everything. Yeah, but you're going to get taxed on your income. on income that is already taxed. Now, it's not a huge amount, and it's not on every penny, it's over a certain amount, but still, I'm not, why? Okay, today it's over a certain amount, but what happens tomorrow? Thailand is notorious for changing the rules every single freaking day. And I love Thailand. Let me tell you, if I could live in Thailand, I would over the Philippines. It's just a couple of things that piss me off about them is their administration changes every freaking day, and the air quality. Even in Pattaya, even in southern Jomtien, the air quality, oh my God, is horrendous compared to Cebu, Mactan, Newtown. Cebu City has its issues once in a while, but I've never had bad air in Mactan, Newtown in the 6 months I lived there because of the ocean breeze. And Pattaya, you would think that it had, nope. You know, you go to Hua Hyun, you go to Krabi, you go to Phuket, yes, they have clean air. But those are small cities, so you give up that hospital and infrastructure. People say, oh, you can just get delivery, but people forget about the delivery charge. You want something that's like $10, you're paying $15 delivery. That's why a lot of the stuff I ordered in Lazada, I was very careful because I double checked the delivery charge. Yeah, standard delivery charge of like $5 or something like that on each of the items that I ordered. I mean, that saves me from having to take a taxi, right? And carrying everything on my own. I don't mind. But then the only place I would go that would be, so there's a difference between Vietnam, Indonesia, Thailand, and Philippines. And there's three big things that stick out in my head. It's air quality. Cebu, Mactan, Newtown has the good air quality, and so do a lot of other places. Dumaguete, Darwin, Davao City, Subic, they all have good air quality. Then you have the infrastructure. Pattaya has great infrastructure. Da Nang has great infrastructure and hospitals. Then you have visas. Philippines has the best visa system. Thailand has a good visa system. Vietnam is getting there. Indonesia, I don't know anything about it. Morning, Paul. Thanks for taking care of everything for me today. I really appreciate it. Then what else is there? There is the final thing and most important thing is the socializing with the locals and English language ability. Vietnam, non-existent. Outside of the tourist areas, non-existent. Thailand, same thing. Outside of the tourist areas, not very good. Indonesia, I don't know anything about. Also, Indonesia has religious and political issues. So does Philippines. Did you know that is it Mauritius? There's no alcohol. Yeah, Paul, I was just saying, it's actually only really 2 because I have to sleep tonight and I have to sleep Thursday night. I'm not sleeping Friday night because I leave here local time 9:30 Friday night. So it's only really 2.5 days. So it's getting close, brother, let me tell you. So I sent you, Paul, a list of the things I want you to photograph. Or that, because photograph, when you do a video, I can't really see it. So what I want you to do is take a photograph horizontal and then take a video horizontal of walking through everything, just so I can get a sense of it. I mean, it's not the horizontal video is just more for my personal satisfaction. The horizontal photographs I need for like my records. Thanks. I'm glad you saw it. I appreciate it. Again, not having Paul there to take care of this for me would have meant, and here's why I did this. Okay. Why did I do this? Because if I arrive on Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m., after being awake for 24 hours and traveling for 12 hours, I would have had to sit in the lobby until the guy showed up. Okay. Even though I will tell him I'm landing at 4, I'll meet you at 5, he won't show up until 6. So I'm sitting in the lobby twiddling my thumbs for an hour. And then we have to go through the contract. What if there's changes required on the contract? Because he sent me the contract and it was wrong. Right? What if what if they didn't send me the contract in advance for me to approve? Then I get to the condo and I look at it and oh, well, hey, what the hell is this? There's all mold over here, and now I'm like tired and I'm pissed off. And one of the things I love to do is I love to arrive stress-free. I want to know everything, right? So when I arrive, everything's taken care of. Paul is there and he has taken care of everything for me, right? He's a trusted friend. I mean, hell, if he wants to run away with my buddy, he could do that. It's not a lot, so there's that. But if you guys are looking for someone to help you in your landing, like a concierge, that's what I'm offering. I'm offering that to all of my friends out there. That if you're coming for a vacation, if you're coming for semi-permanent or permanent, I'm here to help you navigate that minefield so that when you arrive, you're not stressed or pressured into making a decision that could affect you negatively in the future. I've done that before. Yeah, true, Paul. True that. So he's going today at 1 o'clock local time to take care of that. Basically, Paul, I'm looking forward to see what is the furniture. I mean, the living room, I'm pretty sure it's the standard couch, chair, table, TV, and TV stand, and the dining room table. I just want you to check to see the dining room table, the chairs in the dining room table, and I want you to look in the bedroom to see if there's side tables. That's important to me. And the kitchen, I just want to know what I need to buy. I mean, it's not going to change the fact because I'm not going to buy it until the next day, but I just want to have an idea in my head, or if I can ask them to supply it. He's already told me that he's going to be, setting up the kitchen with a set of 4 of everything. So I'm not going to have 17 pairs of forks, right? Like the last place I had, it had 22 sets of chopsticks. I'm like, who the hell is going to use 22 sets of chopsticks? It's crazy. Anyway, I just need a set of 4. I only really need a set of 2, but 4 is okay. A knife, a cutting board, a spatula, pot and pan. 1 pot, 1 pan. I only have 2 burners. Why do I need 17 pots? 1 big pot, 1 small pot, 1 frying pan. That's it. That's it. I'm not going to be doing a lot of cooking. I'm not. Thanks a lot, Jason. Appreciate it. Koreans. Yeah, it is a this unit is owned by a Filipino, but Mega World rents almost exclusively to Koreans. So really, you found a chopstick in the drain? I mean, that's not really going to affect the drain that much, but I mean, the bathroom sink drain, I wouldn't be that worried, but the shower drain with Angel's hair, forget about it. That's the one thing. If I end up getting a lady friend to move in with me, I am not used to the hair everywhere. So not used to that. That's why I ordered a Tonka, welcome to the show. Thank you for the question. That is an incredible question. So here's the thing. And I'm going to talk about Mactan Newtown. Oh, it was clogged. Yeah, well, again, no hair, no issues. So, you know, and I shave in the shower. So yeah, true. But still, one or two hairs get down there, and after a year, you know. So Tonka, I'm going to tell you, I'll start with the price. You can get a place in Mactan Newtown, a studio, executive studio. Check out my video from 5 months ago showing my studio apartment. It's huge. It's about, I'm going to say 36 to 40 square meters, depending on whether it's a corner unit. Good views, comfortable, everything included. And it's not hotel room style. It's actually, it feels like a one bedroom. You can get one of those for between 25 and 30,000 pesos a month, plus utilities, with about a 20,000 peso deposit. Now, that is going through a property manager that I can connect you to. If you do it on your own or go through Airbnb or try to find it online, you're going to pay more. All right? Because what happens in Philippines is that there's realtors or fixers who advertise, oh, we can find you a unit here, 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 and here. And that's how I found Mactan Newtown. The realtor connected me to the property manager. The property manager gave me the price of the place. Now, obviously, the price was a little higher because I found out afterwards that if I had gone to my property manager directly, I would have paid $2,000 a month less because they pay a commission to the realtor. So you want to, and then obviously Airbnb is inflated, or any online price you find is inflated. So having someone like me or a local who can get you, negotiate for you before you arrive, a good price. 3 months is not really they don't consider that long term. It's more than 6 months where you start to get discounts. So for 3 months, you will pay utilities. The only time you won't pay utilities is if you negotiate that in advance, where it's included in the rent. And you'll pay about 3,000 to 5,000 more per month for utilities included. My utilities on average for the 6 months that I was there was about 5,000 to 7,000, depending on how much electricity I used. The internet was always the same. The water was negligible. It's like $5. It was the electricity. Welcome back, Jason. Hi, Jason. Sorry. So yeah, in Tonka, in Mactan Newtown, you can estimate your budget to be about $500 to $600 a month in rent. All of the condos, all of them are relatively the same, within 2,000 or 3,000 pesos, depending on whether it's facing nice or facing a good view. That's the difference. Low floor, high floor. That's where the difference comes into play. But all of the condos are the same price for the same size. And all the condos are the same size, except for obviously the 1 and 2 bedrooms. 90% of them are run by property managers. So there's 3 main property managers, and then the rest are individual sales. So like the landlord runs it because they live there. And those are the ones that are run by local Filipinos. I've met a few Koreans and a few foreigners who own condos. But the condos that they had were not the ones I wanted. I wanted one specific unit. I wanted an M unit, which is on the right-hand side of the building when you're looking out the window at the back of the unit, the back of the apartment. I knew exactly the view I wanted, and I knew exactly the tower I wanted. So unless you had that unit, I'm not interested. And I wanted a high floor. I got very high. I got almost at the top, so that I'm further away from the street noise. Although I'm not facing the street, I'm facing the squatters village. So I'm a little higher. So that's the other thing, Tonka, is that there are some units and some buildings that are undesirable because there's a couple of problems with Mactan Newtown. There's 3 main problems. Number 1 is construction noise. So you need to avoid the construction area. You need to be opposite it and not facing it. So if this is the construction and your building is across the street and you're facing the construction, you need to be facing away from the construction. If you understand what I mean. Number 2 is the squatter villages. They make a lot of noise from karaoke and things like that. It's not that big of a deal. I didn't have to deal with it all that often. I mean, they do start sometimes pretty early on the weekends, like 7 a.m., and they do go late sometimes, 10 or 11 p.m., but usually not on weeknights. It's usually on the weekends, because most of those people all as well work. So I'm facing the squatters village, but that's something I'm willing to sacrifice or compromise on. And number 3 is being on the side. So there is a water issue in Mactan Newtown. The main pipe on the road is not big enough to supply water to the entire community. So every day, 4 times a day, a water truck delivers water to the reservoir in each building. That diesel pump makes a heck of a lot of noise. My previous condo overlooked the alley where that truck delivered the water 4 times a day, every day. You are living a little bit away from the squatters village. You are about, I'm going to say 300 to 500 meters away. Where your place is kind of you see, I'm at 1 Pacific, and then you're at 8 Newtown. The squatters village is behind the Savoy, which is, if you're looking out, you are on the right hand side, the squatters village is on the left hand side. So in between, there's actually an empty field, and then there's the market further right, okay, at the entrance to that road that you live on. So you don't actually live in a squatter's area. There's your place is all houses. The squatters village is further down the road to the left, and you probably might hear the karaoke because there's 2 karaoke bars across from the Savoy. I've seen your place. I know where your place is. I've walked in the squatters village. You're actually as far away possible. I'm closer to the squatters village than you are. Okay, so let's put it that way. You're near the Lechon place, actually. I know exactly where you are. I've seen the map and I've seen the pictures, and I've walked past there 150 times. Your place is actually quite nice, so not to worry, brother. And you're not going to be there except to sleep, right? You're going to be hanging out with me at the beach, okay? So don't worry about it. I'm joking. So yeah, if Tonka, if you need help connecting to the right people, I will not negotiate for you. I will give you advice. I will find out the price for you in advance because I have personal relationships with all of the vendors. They all know me. I'm quite a character in the village. Everybody knows me because there's not a lot of brown guys, right? And I'm a vlogger. Everybody sees me vlogging, and as you guys can see, I'm a outgoing kind of person. So I say hi to everybody and I talk to everybody, and I've made connections to be able to say, hey, listen, I know somebody. Can you take care of them for me? So they're appreciative of that because they're making money off of it. So I will connect you to these people, and I will tell you that this is the price you should be paying. And then if you choose to, I will help you make the transition. I'll connect you to them, and then you talk to them. I'm not going to be involved in it. Squatter Village sounds like the place to be. It is a fun place. It is a safe place. You're not going to have any problems. I took a video of me walking through the squatters village. During the daytime, me and Terry walked through there. Tonka, Jason is a friend of mine that I met there about 2 months ago, and he actually bought a place behind 8 Newtown. Tonka, where are you from? Let us know in the comments. And thank you again for joining. I really appreciate it. So guys, we are getting down to the wire. 72 hours until I land in Cebu for the next 3 years minimum. And I don't know if the word is excited or what, but hold on a second. Let me just take care of something here. I don't know if it's excited or what, but it's not the same as when I moved to Korea. When I moved to Korea, it was, yeah, I'm moving and this is a life-changing decision. I didn't realize I was going to be living there for I didn't realize I was going to be living there for 18 years. I thought I would be there for a year and then coming back to Canada. But I know I'm going to be staying in Cebu a minimum of 2.5 years and then coming back for however long I can afford to live. Oh, Tonka, so you're from Negumbo. I'm in Jayala. And it is pouring rain. Like we started the monsoon season on Monday. It was 36 to 38 degrees for the last month that I've been here. And then today it is 26. It is cold. I'm actually no fans, and I'm covered from head to toe with socks on because it's that cold. And you're back in Canada, in hockey country. I'm going to assume that's Canada. I'm originally from Toronto, downtown. I lived in Harbourfront. I grew up in Bradford, north of Newmarket. And I lived in Canada for 30 years, about. I'm a Canadian Sri Lankan citizen. I'm a dual citizen with a Korean permanent residency. Yeah, 3 months. When are you looking to come? Because that's another important thing. If you're coming now, the prices are a little cheaper because it's rainy season. You come in Christmas time, the prices are higher. Okay. Last week, it was impossible to get a unit. All the units were booked and the prices were ridiculous. I was being told somewhere around 4,000 or 5,000 pesos per day when the normal rate is double the normal rate. Oh, it was incredible. You couldn't get a place. They were all booked up for the ASEAN Summit. Obviously, when there's an event, holidays and special events, the prices go up. Obviously. There's only a finite amount of units available. Yeah, so I'm going to assume Tonka is a Canadian Sri Lankan. Jason is American. And again, I'm also Canadian Sri Lankan. So Tonka, I'm looking forward to meeting up with you. I'm going to tell you this right now. You can find cheaper places in anywhere in the Philippines. You can find cheaper places in Cebu. You can find cheaper places in Mactan. But you're not going to find the comfort, the security, the amenities, the community, the commercial district, and the beach for the price that you can get in Mactan, Newtown. Tambuli, much better condo, much better beach, much better amenities, but no commercial district. Right outside your door is a squatter's village. All you hear is karaoke all night long, no matter which unit you're in, which apartment you're in. Paul, enjoy. I'm going to be joining you for that in 3 or 4 days. On Monday, we're going to be doing strength on Mondays, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and cardio on Tuesday, Thursdays, Saturdays. Tuesday, Thursday, kickboxing with you. Saturday, swimming, if the weather's nice. We're getting into rainy season. How's the weather there today before you go? Broker, just give me 1 second. I'm going to answer your question. Shoulder season? I don't know what shoulder season means, Tonka. Winter, yeah. So let me suggest to you this. Winter, it becomes increasingly more difficult. There's units, but you're getting the bottom of the barrel units. Okay? So you and I, if you're interested, you and I need to talk offline so that I can give you advice as to I can ask you questions about what you are willing to sacrifice to get what you want. Okay, if you're going to stay 3 months, and I'm going to suggest that if you're thinking about wintertime and arriving anytime after October, that you decide by June or July. Okay, there's no rain right now. Yeah, I'm looking at the weather report and it's just like the normal thing where it rains for an hour in the evening. Take care, Paul. Thanks again for taking care of everything for me today. And again, just don't pay them anything. Don't say anything. Say you're going to go back to your room. You're going to talk to me and then I will follow up with them. Okay. Just don't talk to them at all about anything or say anything to them because they're being a little bit squirrely with me because they're really desperate for money. They're late on the condo dues and they get penalties for the condo dues. All right. So Tonka, let me know what shoulder season means. Oh, fall, spring. Okay. Shoulder season means fall, spring. Yeah, the shoulder of winter. I got it. So we can talk today or we can talk offline, but I'm more than happy to help you. And offer my advice. So, Broker Basil, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. So you're at 8 Newtown. I'm just so you know, how long are you staying, Broker Basil? Yeah, Jason, typhoons for the most part brush past Cebu. In the 6 months I was there, we had 3 typhoons, only one hit. And by the time it hit, it was like less than a 1. Right? The other ones were hundreds of kilometers away, and we just had like it brushed past, the edge brushed past us. And earthquakes, again, the epicenters are so far away from Cebu City or Mactan Newtown that again we get the edge of it. Like there was a 5.0 in Bogo City about a month ago, and it was less than a 3 in Mactan Newtown. Paul said he didn't even feel it. So Broker, first of all, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Where are you from? And you are staying in Mactan Newtown for how long? At 8 Newtown? So right behind 8 Newtown, there's a road right behind 8 Newtown, and there's 2 sides of the road. The beach side and the 8 Newtown side. So the 8 Newtown side is where Jason got a place. And it's a really nice place. It's very, very nice looking from the pictures I've seen. And from the map that I looked at, the Google Maps, it looks really nice. Excellent. Well, I'm arriving on Saturday night. So you will see me around in the evenings starting Monday. Sunday is going to be a busy day for me, like unpacking and cleaning up and shopping and stuff like that. But you'll see me around. Always look for me at Samurai and Geisha. That's my favorite place. I don't like hanging out. I like hanging out closer to my area as opposed to Starbucks area. Starbucks area is not my area. It's too crowded. I don't like Starbucks. So I usually hang out at Samurai and Geisha, and 100% you'll always find me in the afternoons at the beach pool. I'm always there. So yeah, Broker Basil, looking forward to meeting up with you and hanging out. Please join Tonga. Please join my Mactan Newtown resident group. This is a private, members-only group. I'm hoping to grow this group to become a buying group so that members can get discounts from local vendors. I've already been offered a discount for membership at NAST gym, so please hit me up. Hit me up on my WhatsApp so that we can offer you that. Yeah, Samurai Bar has the best American breakfast. I love it. I love it. Outings is new for me, but the issue is that I'm eating healthy, and unfortunately, the food there is not beneficial to me. At Samurai, I can hang out there and have just, a soda water, a coffee. Okay, T. Pankula, I'm a little confused with your question. You are a Sri Lankan, born in Sri Lanka and now live in Australia. So I have a couple of questions for you. Number one, first thing, do you have a Sri Lankan passport? Kurt's breakfast, I know, Kurt. Yeah, cool. I don't drink alcohol, Broker Basil, anymore. I used to have their chocolate martini, espresso martini. It was so good. But I don't drink anymore. I've decided I'm going to stop drinking. So all I do now is soda water and lime. So T. Pankula, is it possible to get a Sri Lankan permanent residence visa while on a transit visa for 48 hours? So what I'm assuming is, you're saying is that you're going to be flying into Sri Lanka on a transit visa for 48 hours, and you want to try to get a permanent residence visa because you're Sri Lankan. Please confirm that that's what you're asking me. And because if that's what you're asking me, the answer is no, absolutely not. It takes weeks to get, you don't get a permanent residence visa if you're Sri Lankan. You get your citizenship back. Yeah, definitely, Broker. I'm looking forward to it. I'm one of the things I loved about living in Mactan Newtown as opposed to Maribago. I lived in Maribago for 6 weeks at Mactan Oasis, and it was a nice place, comfortable, but I hated it there. There was nobody there. Tipakula, I'm very confused about your request. Now, the situation is I'm a citizen, so I don't really know about the visas because I don't have to research them because I don't need them. But I'm going to tell you this, if you're a Sri Lankan born and you have proof of Sri Lankan ancestry, you don't get a permanent residence. Permanent residence takes, from my experience of getting a permanent residence in Korea, it takes months to get that. You have to go through so many hoops. You can't do it in 48 hours. You can't do anything in Sri Lanka in 48 hours. To get my driver's license renewed took me 3 days. Okay? There's no way you can do it. So don't even think about it if that's what you're trying to do. So please update me. Give me 1 second, guys. There's somebody at the door. There's our cook. I don't know where mom is. She's probably in the shower or something. Um, yeah, so Tipankula, I'm uh, I'm not sure what you're trying to accomplish. Yeah, well, see, that was the first time I went to get my driver's license renewed. Um, and here's the funny thing, I've never driven a car in Sri Lanka. For the first time, I drove a car, our car, and I moved it from the driveway to the street. And it was hilarious. Driving on the left hand, driving a left-hand drive car for the first time in my life. I've driven on the left-hand side of the street before because I drove motorcycles in Thailand. Was it Thailand that they drive on the left? I can't remember. Anyway, um, but it was strange driving that car. The brakes are really weird, and you're always looking for the stuff on the right, but it's on the left. So it was weird for a moment. Anyway, the bureaucracy in Sri Lanka is based on the fact that they need people to have jobs. So they have like so many layers of red tape so that people have jobs. Darren, welcome. How is it doing? Yeah, it's so much safer to not drive in Sri Lanka. I've never driven. I have a driver's license for the sake of ID, so I don't have to carry around my national identity card or passport. I use my driver's license because if I lose my driver's license, it's so easy to get back. But we have a driver. That's another thing reason why I don't like living here, because trying to get around anywhere is a chore for me where I live. In Philippines, I mean, if I had a motorcycle here, I would drive everywhere because I'm comfortable in driving in traffic, because I've driven in Vietnam, I've driven in Thailand, I've driven in Korea, I've driven in Philippines. So for me, the traffic is not an issue. Driving a car in traffic is a different story. But I've driven all the way up north on a motorcycle to I can't remember how far north we went. I think we went to, geez, what was that church in the north end of the country? Maduna or something like that? I rode a motorcycle there. Anuradhapura, we went there on a motorcycle. I went on a motorcycle. Mom and Dad went in the car. And then Madhu. I didn't drive from Anuradhapura to Madhu because it was too far. And then we drove out to the westernmost edge of Sri Lanka. We went to Adams Bridge, which was nice, interesting. And I've driven to Hikkaduwa. Yeah, I've driven from Colombo to Hikkaduwa and Colombo to Anuradhapura on a motorcycle. But Mom and Dad were right behind me, or I was following them. So it was pretty safe. No, sorry. When I went to Hikkaduwa, I drove by myself. That was the first time I ever drove. I drove by myself. The second time I drove a motorcycle in Sri Lanka was with Mom and Dad. Broker, yeah, LG is really expanding. They've got a whole new food court. I love that place. I love it. My favorite place to eat is either the Mactan Shrine when they have the food courts there, or the Mercado food court down the road past LG Walk. Is it Mercado? I can't remember the name of it. Oh, geez, what is it called? I've only been gone like 6 weeks and I can't remember the names of places. I have such bad short-term memory. Bad short-term memory. It's awful. It's called Mercado Food Park. Mercado Food Park. Just down the road from LG Walk. Oh, what a great place to eat. And cheap. Oh my God, you can get so much food. So what I do is I go there once or twice a week, and I will get a big plate of food with half of it to go. So it's actually, I get one meal for about 400 pesos, which is about $6. And it's dinner and lunch the next day. And then walking back, I'll pick up a mango, papaya, and pineapple for breakfast. So I've altogether spent for 2 days worth of food, I would have spent about 600 pesos, which is about $8. I don't like wasting money on food because it adds up at the end of the year. $2 here, $3 there, every meal adds up at the end of the day. So if I can save that, because right now I'm not on pension. I have 18 months till pensions. So I need to watch the nickels and dimes until I get my pension. So I will treat myself once a week to a nice meal. But no more alcohol, no more juices at the beach bar, $5 juices. That's ridiculous. No more alcohol. I just don't need alcohol. It doesn't do anything for me anymore. It just gives me a headache, and it's not good for you. Yes, I like champagne, but that's a special treat. Okay. General, just drinking alcohol for the fact that I happen to be out and there's alcohol available, it's not going to happen anymore. Maybe the occasional beer, but I'm not a wine. I don't enjoy wine. Because if you're going to drink wine, it has to be expensive wine. It has to be with a good dinner. That's the only way to enjoy wine. Cheap wine is not. Getting drunk has no pleasure for me anymore. And the side effects the next day, just not. I remember Paul and I went out in the beginning. We went out to Club Havana and we drank. It took us 3 days to recover. We're not that young anymore. We're both in our 60s. Well, he's a few years older than me. I'm 58. He's 62-ish, I think. I can't remember. It's not important. He's a hell of a lot stronger and fitter than I am. I'll tell you that much. But I hope to catch up to him. He's my workout partner. And he is going to take me now. He's built me up in my strength training, and now we're going to work on cardio. We're going to start doing kickbox. I'm going to start doing kickboxing. He is 10, 15 years kickboxing. So he's going to teach me that, and we're going to have some fun. I'm looking forward to it. What else is going on? But I'm going to wrap things up now because we have been on for almost 2 hours. for a midweek podcast. Guys, please join me on Saturday. I'm tentatively going to do it at 9:30 Korean time, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Friday night, 9:30 a.m. Korean time. I will be landing in Singapore 8:30 a.m. Korean time. And I should be transiting within the hour because I'm business class. I get off the plane first. There's no immigration. I just walk straight to the lounge. I know exactly where I'm going to. I'm in the same terminal. My arrival and departure terminal is the same. So no issues there. So I'm going to wrap things up. I'm just going to stick around now for the next little while and do some paperwork because I'm going to keep the stream going for a little bit until you guys join, because I can see how many people are online. There's a couple of you online, but you're not talking. I do know that you guys watch the vlog on TVs, and it's difficult to mark to comment when you're watching on a TV. Let's see here. All right. Oh, one tip I'm going to give you guys is book directly with everything that you want to buy or rent or whatever it is. So let me give you an example. I want one of those sodarizers for putting carbonation into water. So on Lazada, the price is about $175 for the machine, 4 bottles of gas. Okay, so about $175. Direct from the manufacturer with free delivery of replacement. So you give your old gas can and they'll give you a new one. Is so to get 4 bottles and the machine is $146 US. On Lazada, it was, let me see here. The company is Sodarizer. They're the big company. They wanted 4,000 pesos more, 5,000 pesos more. They wanted $227. So I'm paying 5,000 pesos more, $81 more just to get it from Lazada, and then the delivery charge. Whereas the manufacturer offers it included. Now, here's another thing I love to do. So my flight is Singapore Airlines 469 departing Colombo. Now, it's not a Sri Lankan airline, it's Singapore Airlines, which means it's coming from Singapore. So the arrival flight is either 468 or 470. It's usually, if it's an arrival flight from the hub, it's the number below. So if I'm flying out from Colombo on 469, the arrival flight is probably 468. So people always go, is my flight late or whatever? Just look at the departure of the originating flight from Singapore to Colombo, which is 468. That flight arrives 90 minutes before departure. It departs 3 or 4 hours before that. So I know if it's on time. So I will know by, so my flight departs at midnight, 1 a.m. I'll know by 9 p.m. whether my flight's delayed or not. Yeah, by 9 p.m. I'll know whether my flight's delayed or not. I've been tracking the flights for the last week. They're all on time except one flight was like hours late, like 2 hours departing late. And I didn't check the arrival flight to see why, whether it was an arrival delay or a departure delay. An arrival delay, you can't do anything about it. The plane left Singapore late. A departure delay is like all about what's going on in Colombo. As long as the plane is there, I don't care. So that's what another thing I'm doing. You just go to Google and you put in your flight number and then you can check. Yeah, so my departure from Singapore and my arrival in Singapore is Terminal 2, so I'm not worried about it. Oh, 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 oh. All right. Hey guys, I have a question for you. And this is I'm curious and I want to research this because this really blows my mind. And I'm a pretty like knowledgeable person because I've traveled so much, I've experienced a lot, I've flown around the world, I'm educated, I've been in business, I've talked to people, and sorry, somebody's just messaging me. Here's my question. And this I gotta look this up and I gotta research this. Okay, I gotta research this. And maybe you guys can comment in the comments before. Like to watch YouTube videos and YouTube. If you watch one, it'll send you more. So I like to watch those kind of like cops like shows, like bail bondsmen and British bailiffs repossessing and things like that. It's the psychology major, sociology major in me. And I watched this border patrol thing, mostly in Australia, New Zealand, England, and some American ones. But it's predominantly Australia because they have a biosecurity. They don't allow any fruits or vegetables or meats into the country because of their unique ecosystem. And they have a lot of immigrants from Eastern Asia who like to bring their own foods for some strange reason. Now, I watch the news in Sri Lanka, and there's recently a whole bunch of like importation of narcotics in the luggage. And here's my question. Okay, yes, they check your luggage. They go through the scanner. I mean, you watch these shows and you see them. Yeah, oh, look, it's organic. The x-ray is not like a body x-ray. It's a very specialized scanner. It's not an x-ray. It's a scanner that highlights organic, dense material. Non-organic items show up black. Border stupidity. Yeah. You know which show I'm talking about, Derek. You know, these people bringing in food. Oh, I didn't know. Didn't you read your card? Yeah, but I didn't read it properly. Well, you signed it. Like you're an idiot. Well, it's just a couple of nuts. No. It's illegal. You being ignorant of the law after reading the law is your fault. So you're going to pay. These people are, I just want to slap them upside the head sometimes. Like you're a freaking moron. And here's my question to you guys is, how did they get out of the country with these drugs? Because my suitcase is scanned. They have called me back and said, you have a battery in there, you got to take it out. How did they know? Because they scanned the passport. So Terry has just messaged me asking about his room deposit. He didn't get it back when he left, so I'm going to collect it for him, either return it to him or hold on to it until he comes back. It's only a couple $100. It's not a big deal. So yeah. So how do these people get out of the country to with these big suitcase of cigarettes or marijuana? Like you see this suitcase full of marijuana. How did it get out of the country? Mom says, "Oh, well, there was somebody probably at the airport and like really? So every single one? That's a big hole in their security. Don't you think that they would like action that?" You know, yeah, Darren, it's always well, I mean, it's predominantly East Asians who come to Australia. And I just don't understand. Like, oh, but my mother packed my bag and she put that in there. Well, that's no excuse. You know, stop being stupid. Ugh, I just don't understand. So here, let me give you an example of what I have done in the past when it comes to customs. Immigration, I just did a video yesterday. Don't F around with your visa, customs, or immigration because it will ruin your vacation. I watch these like people causing issues. Why is it only in America? I know my rights. You can't tell me not to get on the plane. Yeah, you can get off the airplane. I have never, only once have I ever had seen an issue on an airplane, and it was Chinese. It was when I flew Air China or wherever I was in Beijing, and the guy didn't want to sit in his seat. He wanted a different seat. And I stood up and I yelled across, I go, who runs this plane? The passenger or you? And I was pointing to the cabin crew. I said, let's get this plane off the ground. Sit down, shut up, and let's go. And he came over, sir, calm down. And he's like, I'm like, you're the crew, he's the passenger. Tell him to sit down and let's get this plane going. I'm a paying customer, he's a paying customer, you run this plane, not him. I said, okay, sir, okay. He just sat down and he looked at me. And I'm like, I have a flight to catch, I have a connection to catch. I'm not going to be because you don't like your seat. That's why I will never fly Chinese Airlines ever again. But I'm always in business class, so I have no idea what's going on in the back of the plane. I've never heard anything. My flight's never been delayed. The one time I was delayed was in Dubai, 3-hour delay because of weather at the destination on my way back to Seoul. Was delayed in Dubai, but I'm sitting in my first class seat and I didn't care. I just took a nap and I woke up. Oh, we're still on the ground? Ah, yes, we're delayed. We're so sorry. I go, I don't care. Can I have some more caviar and steak? um, so let me just get this taken care of. Leo. Yeah, it's a longer stream today because I have the free time. I normally on midweek I do 1 hour, and on weekends I try to do 90 minutes to 2 hours. So today we're up to 2 hours already. So I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer because I got nothing to do today and it's raining. I can't go outside. I can't do a vlog. I'm just gonna stick around and hang out with you guys. And people keep jumping on and jumping off. So this live stream is predominantly for my North American viewers because it is 11 p.m. on a Tuesday night. Yeah, it's extremely overcast and drizzling and cold, and it is 8:30 a.m. here in Sri Lanka. It's only 26 degrees Celsius, which is very cold when it's normally 32, 34. Um, so yeah. Karen, that is a story and a half. Let me tell you a story about my situation with customs. Never screw around with customs. Everybody thinks that the form is the same and they just circle no, 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 no. I read every word because you never know when it's going to change. And that's a legal document. So if it says, do you have any food products, meat or vegetables? I always say yes. Because it's better to be wrong on the yes side than to be wrong on the no side. If you say no, and then they catch you and you say, well, you said you didn't have, so you failed to declare. But if you declare and they say, oh, this is not declarable, you're okay, keep going. You're not in violation. You cannot get fined because you declared that you had something when that is not required to be declared. Or you declared, oh yeah, that's declarable. You declared. Congratulations. You don't have to pay a fine. You only have to pay a small duty fee. And it's not going to be confiscated. If you don't declare, you pay a fine and they confiscate it because you failed to declare. Yeah, don't mess with customs. I always say yes to everything. Do you have any money? Yes. You only need to declare if it's over 10,000. I don't care. I still say yes. Do you have food products? Yes. I have commercially packaged and sealed sugar candy. It's not declarable, but I still declare it. I have creatine powder in its original packaging, which doesn't make a big deal because its seal's broken. And what other food products do I have? I'm not bringing anything else this time. Last time I didn't bring anything. This time I'm bringing something. And it takes me like 30 seconds to go through the declaring line. And so the declaring line, and then I say, yeah, I've got this. And I keep it right at the top of the luggage so that it's easily shown. And I said it's a sealed, or I take a photograph of it. It's a sealed, commercially available sugar can. And if they say, oh, this is not acceptable, because I declared it, I won't get a fine. I won't even get a duty or anything like that. Even if it's undeclarable, I won't get duty on it because it's not commercial. It's a gift. And the creatine powder, because it's so expensive, I still have a month's worth. I'm gonna risk it and I'm gonna bring it in and I'm gonna declare it. It's not an illegal product. It's a commercially grade. It's not a pharmaceutical. It's a supplement. It's like vitamins and stuff. So I'm not bringing any medication. I am bringing medication. I'm bringing vitamin D. I'm going to bring it in the package. And I'm going to claim that as well because it's a pill form. So I'm going to claim that as well. So the three things I'm going to claim is the juggery, which is a sugar candy, my creatine powder, and my vitamin D pills. That's it. So mom always, like when she flies from Canada, she's bringing seeds and stuff, and it's so illegal, mom. So illegal. She's getting my brother to do it as well. And so one time I was flying to Tokyo to hang out with some friends for a weekend. And I was going to meet another friend, and he really wanted this Korean cigarette because he liked it. And so I said, sure, I'll pick it up for you. A carton of cigarettes. So I bought this carton of Korean cigarettes and I took it. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He got sick. Couldn't make it. But then I had to pick up another carton of Japanese cigarettes from my friend in Korea. So now I have 2 cartons of cigarettes. I don't want to throw away this 1 carton of cigarettes that I have. And I can't leave it anywhere or give it to anyone in Japan because the other friends don't smoke. So I don't know what to do. And my other friend was coming from far away. It's not like I could like go and drop it off at his house or wherever. He's far away. So I have 2 cartons of cigarettes now. I'm landing in Korea and I go to customs. And they're all shocked. Why are you here? Oh, I have something to declare. And they're like, what? And I'm like, I have 2 cartons of cigarettes. I bought 1 in Korea to take to Japan, but my friend didn't come to meet me, so I didn't want to throw it away. And I bought 1 in Japan, and I'm importing it into Sri Lanka, into Korea to give to a friend here. So I'm just going to give them both cartons of cigarettes because I don't smoke. And I said, just 1 carton? I said, yes. I said, okay, don't do it again. And they let me through. And as I'm walking through, I see one of the rooms and there's a table piled high with hundreds of dozens of cartons of cigarettes. Somebody had got nailed. Like, I don't understand. You know it's being x-rayed. That's what I don't understand, people. Now, coming to Korea, I did sneak in a whole bunch of stuff. A couple bottles of alcohol and blocks of cheese. They didn't do anything. And that was 25 years ago. They didn't, I don't know. Occasionally I come in with an extra bottle of liquor. But I'm not going to do that anymore. Especially coming into Sri Lanka, not a big deal for me to violate customs because I'm a citizen and I'll just pay a fine. But if you're flying to a country as a tourist, you don't want to get blacklisted. Oh, 1 time. So my lady friend asked me to buy a whole bunch of stuff, like thousands of dollars worth of luxury goods. I was going to Sri Lanka, and she said to bring it back. I didn't think about it at the time, but I was gone for 10 days. I'm coming back, and I don't even get to the customs, and they're already pointing me to the side. I didn't declare, right? So the first thing they did is, where are the handbags? I'm like, what? The handbags you bought when you left Korea. I'm like, well, there's 1 here. And the other ones I left in Sri Lanka, they were gifts. You know, like I had bought makeup. I had bought, not me, but my friend had bought it. And then I picked it up. And it said, oh, well, you can't import these in. And I said, well, you know, my family member didn't come, so I couldn't leave it there. I'm going to meet them up in Tokyo next month. They're from North America. So, you know, I said, I didn't realize I'm going to be exporting it in like a month. He says, well, you're going to have to pay the duty on this. We're not going to fine you, but you're going to have to pay the duty. They knew before I even landed that I had these items on me and I couldn't import them back. So from then on, I was very careful in Korea. I didn't cause any issues or any problems because, again, I was not on a permanent residence visa at that time. Even then, I wouldn't have, you should be careful because they can blacklist you for anything. So the next time I flew through, they did stop me and ask me. I said, no, I have nothing. Um, from then on, I never bought anything at duty free other than alcohol. Um, Landing in Japan one time, they pulled me aside to do a customs inspection, and they didn't speak English all that well, so they had signs in English. Do you have any of these? And it was all prescription drugs or narcotics. And I said, no. And they apologized. I said, no, you guys are doing a good job. Thank you for being professional. And they were very kind and, you know, because foreigners are stupid enough to try to import, Japanese or not. They follow the rules. Um, yeah, so I've never understood how these suitcases full of marijuana get out of the country. Like, I don't understand it. Like, they don't check it when it's leaving? Is it that lax of a security? And then I saw this other one. And it was Australia. I just saw it yesterday. It looked like a hand grenade in the X-ray. So they shut down the airport. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, so they didn't see that when it was leaving, and it was allowed to get onto the plane? Like, you have to think. It turned out it was a belt buckle. Why did they let it on the plane if it was like, isn't I'm thinking in my head, it's a the person who's receiving that would look at that and go, yeah, that's probably fake, because if I was on the other side, I would have not let that through. But it's better to be safe than sorry. I was Thailand? Yeah. I had an umbrella that the hilt looked like a sword. And they said, no, you can't take that on the plane. It looks like a weapon. I'm like, it's an umbrella. This was post 9/11, so they were being very strict. The one thing I hate about flying, and I have to take my boots this time, because I'm going to be motorcycle riding, and you don't ride a motorcycle with sneakers. You wear boots. So I'm going to be taking my boots, and I have to wear them because I'm not going to put them in luggage. I'm going to wear them because that way it's lighter, and I have to take them off. I have to take my shoes off in Sri Lanka. It's a pain in the ass. I hate it. But guys, keep asking questions, because I'm very happy to answer anything that you have. Let's see here. What else do I have to do today? I have to upload videos. I have to upload. Yes, I have to do a lot of uploads today. I have to play a video game. Let's see. Um, let's see here. Harry's all excited for the Indy 500. He's there. All right. I'm one of the things I hate is that like the hurry up and wait. I want this thing to be done. I want everything to be done. I want to be in Cebu. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I have to do my reporting today. Might as well get that done. So my online reporting for my classes. So I get paid. Stock market's doing really well. I'm so happy. Market is opening up in half an hour. Yesterday was up. My portfolio was up. Take care of that. Let's see here. Let me just take care of my work here. Let's see. TNG. Attendance. Such a boring process of February, March, April, May. Just clicking and clicking and clicking 5 times just to say, yes, I worked that class. That's one, two. And just have these like click, 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 just to get paid. All right, that's done. That's done. Close that. All right. Guys, take a look at the thumbnails, the new thumbnails that I'm using. Let me know what you think of those. Rick, MB, I'm going to say that you are from Manitoba. I'm doing great, brother. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. On the back end of the vlog, of the live stream, Cebu is still a go, brother. We are 72 hours. 72 hours. So I have Wednesday night, which is tonight. It's now Wednesday morning in Sri Lanka. It's 9 a.m. Wednesday morning. So I have Wednesday night sleep, Thursday night sleep, Friday night departure. So I have 2.5 days till I leave. I land in Cebu Saturday local time, 3 p.m. local time. I should be in my condo by 5 p.m. I'm so excited. Today, Paul, my friend Paul, who is my neighbor and good friend, is doing the inspection in about 90 minutes. He's going to do the inspection of the condo. At that point, I already have the lease. He's going to pay them the full amount. I'm going to send them the signed lease, and we're done. All I have to do is show up on the 16th, sign in at the concierge desk, and I am in. I am in like Flynn. No having to hang around. And that's what I talked about before. I have seen in the past people sitting in the lobby for hours. I will leave to go for dinner and then come back an hour and a half, 2 hours later, and they're still there waiting for the property manager to show up. That's one thing I won't do. I won't stand for it. My time is worth money. I'm not interested after a 12-hour flight and a 24-hour day to sit around waiting for you. That's why I pay for VIP, because I don't like waiting. I hate waiting. I will arrive at the airport at exactly 3 hours. So I don't have to wait. The business class will be open. check in. Now I'm flying VIP from Colombo, so I don't have to worry. I have a private lounge. I just have to wait for the check-in to open. But I'm sitting relaxing. Um, so I'm going to stick around for another minute or two before we say goodbye today to one of my longest live streams. Thank you so much, guys. It's really so much fun. But I have to go get ready. I have to go get cleaned up. Don't forget, please join the channel, subscribe, hit that bell icon, comment and share with your friends. Let's get this channel going. Let's get the group going. Join my Facebook group. Join my Mactan Newtown group, or support me. Become a member and help me grow the channel. I would appreciate it. I love it. Love the support. Yes, Philippines has lots of retirement visas, and I'm not going to do visa blogs because there are so many people out there doing visa blogs, and there are so many changes to the visas that happen every single day, and there are so many different parameters. Basically what I would suggest is that you Google it. If you're American military, you get a different benefit than everybody else. If you have Filipino ancestry, you get a different benefit than everybody else. My personal opinion, from what I have seen, from the financial advantages and disadvantages, the tourist visa for 3 years is the best bet. You can get an SRRV visa, which is a retirement visa. The only difference that I was able to calculate is a slightly less yearly cost, slightly less reporting. I have to do it every 2 months, but the immigration office is 10 minutes away, and I can do it online. And the final thing is that I have to give them a large cash deposit that I can't earn money from. I earn minimal interest. I don't like earning minimal interest. I would rather earn money at 120%, which is what I'm doing right now in my stock portfolio, or 85% of my gold assets, than 4%. Okay, and I can, and so like I've done the calculations, and it's a wash, right? So yes, it is cheaper for an SRRV for non-American military. Hi, Jason. That the savings I would make versus a tourist visa with no deposit, I can take that deposit and earn huge amounts of money, which cover my extra costs for the tourist visa, because an SRRV has fees, and to make up those fees, it takes about 1.5 years on a tourist visa to match up. And then after 1.5 years on a tourist visa, the SRRV becomes cheaper because the tourist visa keeps paying every 2 months. But I just look at that as a tax, right? Yeah, so you have to do it once a year instead of every 2 months. Okay, border run, that's not a big deal because I'm going to fly home to visit family every couple of years, or I'm going to go on vacation to Thailand or Vietnam. An immigration office, for me, it's 17 minutes. It's nothing. It's nothing. And you can do most of them online. And if you're in Manila, you can actually get a 6-month visa. But yes, the SRRV for retired military is absolutely incredible. It's basically free. They want you there because of the guaranteed pension and the medical. A lot of American military have disability and have guaranteed medical coverage through the military. The FMOA or something like that. I can't remember the wording, but I have American friends, so I know that they. True, Jason. Yes, you are right. You are right. It does open it up, but again, it comes down to individual preference and what you're willing to sacrifice. I am never buying property. Okay. The residency benefits don't apply to me personally. So that's why I will never do a visa vlog. Because for me, a tourist visa is the best visa. Okay. Until I decide to live in the Philippines forever. In the short near term, for the next 3 to 5 years, I don't want to invest in a visa if I don't know whether I'm going to stay here forever. Now, let's pretend in a couple of years I meet someone and it's perfect. And I decided, you know what? I'm done with the socializing. I'm tired. I want a more relaxed, laid back life where I can sit on the beach with my partner, go to the gym, have a hospital nearby. My parents have passed on. I don't need to go back to Sri Lanka. Then a retirement visa is in the cards, because then I can retire outside of a metropolitan area. So again, it's all about what are you willing to sacrifice. So you need to decide, what do I want and what can I get? And they need to match up. That's why visa vlogs are so difficult to do, because you can talk forever about what each individual visa has. And then for not visa free holders, and then other visa free holders, and then you have people from so many different countries. It's so difficult. And then the paperwork, it's so difficult. So for Americans, it's different than for Canadians, because I can't get apostle at the embassy. I have to send it overseas. Americans can get it done at the embassy. So it's different for each person. And that's why the internet sucks and Facebook groups suck when it comes to these visas, because everybody believes the thing that they read online. The number one thing you should do is get an immigration lawyer. Say this again. Immigration lawyer. And they will help you work through the process. Yeah, Jason. And see, the thing is that legally work, I'm not interested in working for any Philippine company because they won't pay me what I need. Okay. I'm not planning on opening a business. I'm not planning on doing any work. So there's no benefit for me that. Philippine health, yeah, that's a tiny benefit, right? But I'm not interested in using the public healthcare system. I'm interested in the private healthcare system, which is much better, in my opinion. And driver's license, I can exchange my foreign driver's license for a Philippine driver's license. It's not a big deal. Exit requirements, again, I'm willing to sacrifice that. I totally get what you're talking about. But every single one of those benefits doesn't outweigh the cost that I need to invest. And let me tell you something. Other than American military or American SRRV, as a Canadian, the paperwork process, my God, I looked it up. It's insane the amount of paperwork I have to go through. It would take me months to get that SRRV, and I'm not interested. Not interested. There's no benefit for me today. I can see myself getting an SRRV in the future, or even maybe a marriage visa if it works out. I never will get married, but for a visa, I would consider it. Yeah, I was offered a job in the Philippines. I was offered a job in Sri Lanka, and both of them, I was like, I make that monthly full-time wage in 2 days online working in Korea. So no, I'm not interested in full-time work. And see, that's the thing. I'm not interested. You're a different age group. You're a different demographic. You're a different lifestyle than I am. I'm, and a lot of my viewers are ready for retirement, to not want to work, are not interested in driving, right? You don't want to drive here, and you don't want to use the public healthcare system. You want that private healthcare, which you have to pay for. Yeah, healthcare, you know, I'll put it to you this way. There is no benefit personally. This is my experience. Thailand, Vietnam, not Thailand, Indonesia, and Philippines. The research that I have done for my personal situation, there is no benefit for permanent residency. The only reason I got Korean permanent residency was because of everything you just said. Everything you just said about the Philippine permanent residency is why I got Korean permanent residency. I wanted the healthcare, which is public healthcare there is excellent. I wanted to work legally, and I wanted no visa runs, no immigration, no issues. And I got a driver's license and all of that stuff, and a bank account and credit card and everything. Now, my permanent residency is expiring. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. My Korean permanent residency is expiring. Yeah, oh, that's good. That's good. You get a discount. And I have to close the windows. It's cold. And see, Jason, you are much younger and healthier. A lot of my viewers are like 90% are over 55. So they have probably some more serious medical conditions that require a more costly private health care. And that's why they buy medical insurance to offset that cost. So again, that's why I don't do visa vlogs. That's why I say get yourself a visa lawyer, not a visa consultant, not a visa broker or immigration broker. Get yourself a law firm that can go through your requirements, go through your needs, and then take care of it all for you. Yeah, you're going to pay a lot more, but it's going to be the right visa, and it's going to be for the right reason. And you have to do the calculation. I've done the calculation. It's not worth it to me. It's not. The benefits of having a visa. Yeah, no, and again, sorry, I just want to be clear. I'm not disagreeing with you. What I'm saying is, for me personally, the visa makes no sense whatsoever. I don't need any of those. Now, I agree with you because in South Korea, I wanted the permanent residency. I wanted that permanent residency because I had lived there for 4 years, and South Korea was my second home. It actually was my first home because if you compared my life at, let's say, 4 years after I landed in Korea, I had more skin in the game in Korea than I did in Canada. I have nothing in Canada. I am a non-resident citizen. I don't even file taxes because all I have in Canada today is a passport. I don't have a bank account. I don't have an address. I don't have anything. I wouldn't even know how to vote because where do I vote? I don't have an address. I don't have public health care. I don't have an OHIP card, which is Ontario Hospital Insurance Plan. I don't have a driver's license. I don't have a bank account. In 18 months, I'll have a pension, which means I will have to file taxes, but I won't have to pay any. So I only have two things in Canada. It's a passport and a pension. I will never give up my passport. It is in the top 10 of passports in the world. And my Sri Lankan passport is in the bottom 10 of the world. Yeah, I haven't been back to Canada. I will never go back to Canada. I will never fly west of Sri Lanka, and I will never fly east of Korea. I will never fly north of Singapore, north of Hong Kong, and I'll never fly south of, I might fly to Bali, but I doubt it. There's no reason for me to go there when I have the same things here in Philippines. My triangle is Colombo, Singapore, Cebu. And inside that area is Vietnam and Thailand. I have no desire to go to Cambodia, Laos, or Indonesia anymore. You know, people always say, oh, you can go to Bali or Lombok or something like that. I can do that in Thailand. I can do that in Vietnam. I can do that in Philippines. Why spend all the money to go to Bali when I have Palawan? Why go to Phuket when I have Sigitur? Every country that you tell me, I have it in the Philippines. So Sri Lanka is my home, and the only thing I have here is securities, gold, and cash, and my mom and dad. Now, when they're gone, there's no reason for me to come back. My other family, not that big deal. So that's when I'm going to start to make different plans, right? So visas are all based on your needs, right? Jason, Palawan, any trip I make outside of Cebu to an island will have to wait until I get a partner. I'm not going to go by myself. I'm going to go with a female partner. So until that happens, I'm not going to plan any trips. For me, going on a vacation to one of these places is not interesting because I've done it. I have traveled all over the world. I've been to beaches, I've been snorkeling, I've been scuba diving. I've seen it all before, and it doesn't interest me. When I do go with a partner and share in their excitement, that's what I want for fun. So if you've watched my vlogs before and seen me go with Lady Sarah, who is my Korean lady friend, when we go traveling, we've traveled now 6 times in the last 4 years. Thailand, Krabi, Cebu, Vietnam. Pattaya. Every time we go, I have a great time because I'm going with her and seeing everything through her eyes. The the one most amazing trip we did to Krabi was 10 days in Krabi, and I surprised her with not telling her the itinerary. And every day we did something, she was shocked. Like, obviously, she knew I was, because I knew what she liked. She likes food and snorkeling. So obviously, I took her on an island hopping trip, and then we went to like a fish market where she ate sea urchin. She loves sea urchin and crab. And then the second day, I took her to an elephant sanctuary. She loved that. She could hug the elephants. Oh, on the second day, we went and picked up a motorcycle. She had no idea. Like a real Honda Rebel motorcycle. She loved it. The third day, we went to an island and she got to drive a scooter. She loved that. We drove around the island and we went to a remote beach and she just absolutely loved it. The third day, we went to a gun range. So we're on the motorcycle and pull in and she's like, what? She sees the sign and she loved that. The next day, we got up at like 4 a.m. and went to watch the sunrise on a mountain. It took us 2 hours to drive there. She loved that. The last day, we went to a hilltop restaurant and watched the sunset. It was purple. She loved that. We went to restaurants that she just, everything was a surprise to her. And she loved it. And to see the look on her face was incredible for me. She is the best. We have known each other for coming up on 10 years now. And we dated 10 years ago, but now we're just very close friends. If she doesn't get married in the next couple of years, she said she's going to give up and come and live with me. She would be the only human I would ever marry. We have traveled together and lived together and have never argued. She's highly intelligent, highly motivated. She's financially stable and morally very, very high morals. She's devoutly Christian, like devout to a point where I'm like, no. And she respects my beliefs and I respect hers. I don't try to corrupt her. She doesn't drink alcohol. She doesn't smoke. And she's stunningly beautiful. I mean, it's ridiculous how beautiful she is. A picture of her. A picture of her on my phone. I don't know if I have a picture of her. Yeah, so Paul's girlfriend, Angel, who loves me, she has a friend that she's going to set me up with in June. Her friend is coming from Leyte to spend a couple of weeks in Mactan. So she said she'll introduce me because she knows what I like. Because again, I've kind of pointed it out to her that that's the style I like. And then and the type of person I'm looking for. Yeah, so this is Sarah. So that's her. This is on our trip to Krabi. Again, this is Krabi when she went there and the gun shop. She loved shooting the guns. Oh yeah, and we rode ATVs. She rode a horse in an ATV. And we took a private VIP boat to a private island. The beach was just all us. And we went, oh yeah, I totally forgot about what we did. This trip was incredible. We went to the Emerald Pool. She absolutely loved that. And then this was the sunset, our last night. The sky was purple. It was ridiculous how beautiful. Yeah, she loves the snorkeling. And she loves her seafood. Yeah, she's like, I've had my fill of women in my life. Um, I mean, I ran a nightclub, but out of everyone, she's the best human I've ever known. And she's a good friend. I trust her. I trust her with my life. I have 3 or 4 friends who I trust with my life. Paul, my friend Tim, who lives in Cebu, is married to a Filipina. I met him in Korea. He's American. I met him in Korea 15 years ago. And we've actually been roommates twice. I do miss her. I saw her in October in Cebu, and I'm hoping to see her in between August and December of this year. So it'll be a year. Tim wants to go to Korea in July. I don't know if I can. I want to, and I'll stay longer because I'll meet up with Sarah, and my friend there said he'll pay for everything, but I don't want to go. I don't know. I don't know what we'll figure it out. I mean, we kind of have to decide like next week because you have to buy the tickets. The plane tickets are ridiculous right now. He wants to go for July 4th and celebrate in Korea with his army friends. Um, but she's dating a guy in Thailand, and she's trying to decide whether she wants to marry him. Um, and she's conflicted. So one side of her heart says she has to get married because she wants to have children. The other side of her, the head part, says that she's not ready. She's younger than me. I mean, she's only 32. I met her when she just landed in Korea, like a week after she landed in Korea. She's Korean American. After she landed in Korea, she was a teacher at the school I worked at. And we became very close. But we've traveled like 6 times together. And like I said, the last time I saw her was 7 months ago. I hope to see her again in like the next 6 months. We see each other every year, at least 2 times a year. But yeah, she's perfect. Anyways, 3 hours. My God. Ugh, 3 hours. What a live stream, guys! I want to say thank you, Jason. Jason, I appreciate you taking the time, brother. I'm going to see you in 2 weeks. I'm going to see everybody else in 72 hours. Guys, don't forget to join me in Singapore for the live stream from Changi Airport, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Korean Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Cebu time. Saturday. So let me get those times again for you. 8:30 p.m. Friday, Eastern Standard Time. 6:30 p.m. Friday, Pacific. 9:30 a.m. Saturday, Korea time. 8:30 a.m. Saturday, Manila time. And those of you in Sri Lanka, 6 a.m. Saturday, Sri Lanka time. Guys, I am Sri Lankan Sammi for the last time. Sammi in Cebu is coming soon to you. Remember, learn to live life. Don't let life live you. Be good to each other. Be kind. Be helpful. Be supportive. And most of all, be happy. And remember, we're not strangers. We're just friends who haven't met yet. We will see you all on the other side.